There's a few sections that I always check first when I open up a new bestiary. Dragons, beholders, oozes, and you guessed it, dinosaurs. Because I was super into dinosaurs when I was a kid, but then I got old and boring, and I wasn't that much into dinosaurs anymore, but then I got a kid, and this kid is into dinosaurs, renewing my interest in dinosaurs. And although most bestiaries do dinosaurs very well, or at least pretty well, Kobold Press completely changes the game. Hi there fellow roleplayers and game masters, my name is Mr. Trosk, and as promised, another video on the Tales of the Valiant Monster Vault. Now, if you like my content on Tales of the Valiant or 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons or other tabletop RPGs, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I almost never ask that in my videos, but today I'm asking that because this year I'd like to get a little bit more subscribers, like 15,000, maybe even 20,000 if I dare dream of that number. Now, if you like my content in that, hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up, put a comment below to help the algorithm and yada 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 yada. Before I do this, before I talk about what I want to talk about in this video, I need to do my spiel, and that means explaining really quickly what Tales of the Valiant is. Tales of the Valiant is a 5th edition tabletop RPG by Kobold Press, which means it has its own monster book, it has its own game master book, and it has its own player book with feats, spells, classes, all of that stuff. It's a completely standalone tabletop RPG that at the same time is completely backwards compatible with 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, meaning that if you're playing 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons right now, or even like the 2024 edition of Dungeons & Dragons right now, you can just buy this and use all of the awesome monsters in here in your game right now. But what I want to do in this video, pick out another few monsters just to talk about, because this time I want to talk about some of the coolest monsters, dinosaurs, which aren't really monsters because they existed. And the reason I want to talk about dinosaurs is really simple. Something that the Tales of the Valiant Monster Vault does really well is super simple but super cool. And the more I flip through it, the more I notice it and the more I want to read more of it. Somehow I see them having a meeting and they're all like, yeah, we're done. We have stat blocks, we have monster lore, we have tactics, adaptations, art for every monster there is in the Monster Vault. And then the leader of the project is, okay, everybody, go back to the drawing board and come up with one unique ability for all monsters in the books. Do not just take the trample ability from somewhere and put that on your monster. Do not take pack tactics and put that on your monster. Do not take this and put that on your monster. No, you can do that. You can add that to your monsters, but also come up with one unique ability that summarizes what the creature is all about in like one unique ability in the form of a bonus action or a reaction, and here and there in some more special form. And that is why I keep coming back to this book. That is why I keep coming back to this bestiary for 5th edition, because these unique abilities they have for each creature, for almost every monster in this book, is just, it summarizes what the monster is all about, and it just feels super unique, and it makes you come back to that. It's like catching a Pokemon in a Pokemon game. You immediately want to see its nature, you immediately want to see its unique ability or its unique power or whatever, and that's the same with this book. You go to a section and then you're like, oh damn, there's dinosaurs. What did they come up with for that? So it's not copy-paste stuff. It's all unique. So the monsters the dinosaurs that are in here are the Ankylosaurus. Then they kind of cheated because it says Plesiosaurus, which isn't the dinosaur. That's a different story. It is the dinosaurs. There's the Triceratops, there's the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then there is the Velociraptor. I really love the art for the Velociraptors. There's an F-16 flying over my house. I don't know if you can hear that, but it really bothers me right now. Happens here every now and then. So, the Ankylosaurus is the first one in here, challenge rated 4, Plesiosaurus challenge rated 2, Triceratops challenge rated 5, but it should be higher due to its unique ability. Then there's the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which is CR 8. And then there is a Velociraptor, which is only CR 50%. So 2 of these are CR 1. But with pack tactics, a bunch of these can become really dangerous really quickly. They have pack tactics, and the Velociraptor from the dinosaur section is the only one that doesn't get that super unique ability. It just has a maul ability, which is kind of cool, but it's not like something super unique. But it doesn't need it. It is just like a low CR monster that uses pack tactics to kill its prey and that kind of stuff. So it's that kind of monster. Let's start with the Ankylosaurus, but it's actually the Triceratops in here that is the most that has really, really cool ability. So the Ankylosaurus has, of course, it has everything you'd expect. It's CR4, it's hardy, so a critical hit against the dinosaur becomes a normal hit. By the way, all of these dinosaurs, I think, have hardy. It has a multi-attack, a tail attack, tail sweep, which uses to sweep its tail and knock people prone, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, people take bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone. All of that is just like basic stuff. It's a recharge ability 4 to 6, so 4, 5, and 6. So there's a 50% chance for it to recharge it, which is pretty damn high against like the 33.3% normally. But then it gets defensive huddle. Now I expected its reaction, its special ability, to have something to do with its tail, right? Because we all know and love the Ankylosaurus for its freaking battering ram or whatever sledgehammer that's on the other end of its body. But the defensive huddle is when a creature the Ankylosaurus can see hits it with a weapon attack. The Ankylosaurus hunkers down, shifting its body so that its armored back intercepts the blow. The Ankylosaurus halves the damage from the attack. This is a reaction, so it can do this every single turn. There's a fighter standing there, fighting the Ankylosaurus, tries to hit him, hits the Ankylosaurus, but it's just cut in half. Bam, cut in half. So basically, once per round, it has resistance to the damage of like one weapon attack. This can be a gun, a bow. It's a weapon attack. It doesn't say a melee weapon attack. It's when a creature the Ankylosaurus can see hits it with a weapon attack. So that's pretty cool, right? So that's a cool little thing. It just hurtles, it just goes like this, and you just hit its shell and just don't dish out that much damage, right? Then there is the Plesiosaurus, which there's a typo here because it says it's hardy. Any critical hit against a dinosaur, Plesiosaurus isn't a dinosaur, becomes a normal hit. So it has Flipper Slam, and this is pretty cool. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. If I would jump into the water and see this thing, I would be scared. I would shit my pants, like, a lot, right? And then it has an ability called Flipper Slam. Just like, yeah, I don't know, what's that called? A penguin? Not a penguin, but like the bigger one that uses that one. While underwater, the Plesiosaurus slams its flippers together, sending a shockwave of water in a 15-foot cone. Each creature in the area must succeed on the DC 13 con save or be knocked off balance. So as you can see, this is not something copy-pasted from somewhere else. This is not just like, oh, it knocks you prone, or oh, it kicks you back, or oh, it does this, or oh, it does that. No, it's you become off balance, and then they until the end of its next turn. And then they explain what off balance means. While off balance, a creature's speed is halved, and it has disadvantage on the first attack roll it makes on each of its turns. That's it. That's Flipper Swarm. It just knocks a bunch of water into a group of people because it's a 15-foot cone, right? It doesn't really do any damage, but you're off balance. Let's say you're on a I don't know, you're on a little ship or whatever, and you're trying to with a sword or with spells, you're trying to fight this creature, this really, really, really wicked creature, and then it just splashes water in your face, and you're like off balance, and you almost fall into the water. It means that your speed is halved, which doesn't really matter when you're on a little lifeboat or whatever, but your attack rolls have disadvantage. Disadvantage on the first attack roll it makes, on each of its turns. Cool little special abilities, and I really like that. It just takes the essence of a creature, and it just does something with that. And I really like that. I really like that the Ankylosaurus has a defensive ability. I really like that this one just splashes water in your face, basically. But then the Triceratops. You need to pay attention on this one. I had to read this one like 4 times. Here's the Triceratops. Incredibly cool artwork. I'm going to drink from my coffee before I do this. Okay, here we go. The Triceratops emits a piercing call in a 30-foot cone. 30-foot cone. Big ass cone. Signaling its impending attack. So it's kind of like, I'm gonna attack you. Each creature in the area must succeed on a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw, or be frightened until the end of its next turn. That's basic stuff, right? It is like a screech, and then you do Wisdom saving throw, you fail, you're frightened. That kind of It's copy-paste stuff, right? If the Triceratops uses this bonus action, which it is, it's a bonus action, before moving the requisite 20 feet for its trampling charge. So, the Triceratops has a trampling charge, which is something we know and love. It needs to move 20 feet in a straight line towards a creature, and then it can, like, knock them prone and do extra damage, all that stuff. If the Triceratops uses this bonus action before moving the requisite 20 feet of trampling charge, the target of its charge has disadvantage on this save. So, you're standing in front of a there's more, by the way, wait for it, right? So, you're standing in front of a Triceratops, it just picks you out. It's like, everybody make a wisdom saving throw. If you fail it, you're frightened, but you especially, fuck you especially. You are going to make that one with disadvantage. And then I'm gonna charge at you and use my trampling charge. And if that is not enough, normally, at the end of a trampling charge, the Triceratops can make a stomp attack against it as a bonus action. But it already used its bonus action for warning Bungle. But then, here it comes. And the Triceratops can make a stomp attack against a prone target without needing to use a bonus action, provided the target fails the strength save of the charge. This is just incredible stuff. Man, there's a lot going on here, I know, and I had to read this like 3 times. Basically what happens is, a Triceratops comes out of the bushes. It makes everybody make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened, but it picks you out especially. You make it with disadvantage. Then it charges at you. Then it makes that charge attack, so you take a lot. You are knocked prone, and then while prone, it can also. So you're now frightened, prone, and you get a stomp attack, which is a +9 to hit, but you're prone, so it becomes with advantage, right? And it does 17 bludgeoning damage. That's what the Triceratops does. I mean, this one is the winner. No questions asked. I mean, I love it. Everybody likes a good Tyrannosaurus Rex, right? Everybody loves the holy, trinity of Jurassic Park, which is like the Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Triceratops, and the Velociraptor. I know there's more dinosaurs in there, but that's like just like the 3 dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. But this ability this is proper writing for me. This is like proper writing. The Tyrannosaurus Rex, also really cool, has a bite, multi-attack tail. The Tyrannosaurus Rex is more like a horror thing, a really cinematic thing. While grappling a creature, the Tyrannosaurus... it's not a Rex? Oh, it's a Rex. The Tyrannosaurus shakes its head, tearing the creature. So it has you in its mouth and starts like shaking you around while you are between its jaws, right? The grappled creature must succeed on a DC 16 strength save. Strength saves are super underused in 5th edition, so it's always fun to see one. Or take 6 slashing damage. And be thrown up to 20 feet in a random direction and knocked prone. If the thrown target strikes a solid surface, the target takes 3 bludgeoning damage for every 10 feet it was thrown. If the target is thrown at another creature, the creature must succeed on DC 16 save or take the same damage and be knocked prone. That is more something that we already have seen. It might be worded in a different way. It might be like a little bit different than we're used to from like vanilla 5th edition, but it's nothing like it's like super new. Like this warning Bungle, I mean, it might have popped up in other bestiaries. I don't know. I have so much stuff right here, but I just think this is really like the rending shake from the Tyrannosaurus Rex is really cool. It's really cinematic, because it picks you up, shakes you around, and then tosses you against the wall, which is really cool in combat. But yeah, this one wins it for today. And then there is the Velociraptor, which has pack tactics, only CR 50%, and it has Maul. The Velociraptor uses its claws to rip into one creature it is grappling. The target must make a strength saving throw or take 4d4 slashing damage on a failed save, or have as much on a successful one. Nothing really special, but cool enough if you combine that with pack tactics, of course. So yeah, that's a dinosaur section in the Tales of the Valiant Bestiary. I really absolutely love it. If you want to see more content on the Tales of the Valiant Bestiary right here on my channel, make sure to hit the thumbs up, put in the comments what you want me to talk about for this book or any other book, or if you have any questions about the book. And until next video, oh, by the way, if you want to buy this book, there's an affiliate link in the description below. And until next video, bye-bye.